Hey, Whit, how are you, mate?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good, brother. Man, it's been a little while since I've spoken to you, so, I think the last time was in 2014 when you were about to tour here with Skid Row. That was the first time you guys have been back here in a while, I believe, and, that Brisbane show was pretty killer, man. How was that tour for you?
It was cool. Skid Row, those guys are good guys. We toured all through Europe with them, and I think we did 5 or 6 shows in Australia in 2014, and we did New Zealand. Yeah, it was good. Good synergy with the bands, and of course, come on, the Australian audiences are, phenomenal. So good times for sure.
And it was packed too. That Brisbane show, I remember it because I'd waited years to see you guys, and it didn't disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty damn amazing.
Thanks, man.
You're of course going to be heading back here to play America's Least Wanted in full, which is pretty damn exciting to celebrate 25 years since its release. Which songs from the album you hadn't jammed on a while that maybe you've had to dust off a little bit and jam on a little bit more?
Well, we just toured Europe, with Dave Portman, which is basically the front four, the original lineup. So we play a fair amount of America's Least Wanted, but as far as there's a whole bunch of songs we haven't touched in, 25 years, 20 years. So imagine I'll go back to America for Thanksgiving and look after my mom. And I'll get back to California November 17th, and then I'll go to LA and start rehearsals. Let's see, late November for rehearsals, the kid rehearsals, and then we'll sit there and we'll uncork that genie. And there's a fair amount of songs we've not played in quite some time, so I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm damn keen to see that live because that album was pretty important to me. I think I was telling you that last time. It was one of those albums that stuck with me all these years, and to see it in full, I think a lot of people are saying the exact same thing. I mean, it's going to be quite special, this tour.
I agree. We also have some great Australian artists with us that are sharing that each night with us. It's a band called Dallas Frasca.
Mm-hmm.
She is a crushing vocalist. A great guitar player named Jeff Kern in that band. They're really neat. So we have a great relationship with them. And then there's the guy opening all the shows is a guy named Tim McMillan, which is basically like a cynical minstrel. So you got America's Least Wanted, 25-year anniversary. You got Dallas Frasca and Tim McMillan. And both those artists, of course, are Australian. So, watering the roots of the Australian flower and causing some trouble along the way, for sure.
Definitely. And it's going to be at the Zoo, which is pretty awesome. That's such a mad venue.
I heard it's great.
Oh, it's unreal. When you were recording America's Least Wanted, you were on tour with Ozzy, was that right?
Well, yeah, I guess we were on tour with, we almost finished the record, but we were on tour with Ozzy, so we were doing shows with Motorhead and Ozzy, and then flying back and finishing just overdubs and stuff. But yeah, I think the album was released while we were on tour with Ozzy, and it was a really incredible experience for us because we'd never made a full-length record. We were kids. And, we went from living in Santa Barbara, just playing little club gigs to all of a sudden touring with, people that we really admired and loved and still love. And so, yeah, we made a record. We had no idea what we were doing, which I think artistically speaking, if you don't know what you're doing, I think it's actually a good thing. When you try to get control of most anything in life, there is no control. So we were just really inside the moment doing all that. We were like, wow, a studio, or oh my God, we're on tour with Ozzy. What is this? And, interestingly enough, that album took us all around the world. None of the guys either, we'd never really been out of California, and all of a sudden we were in England or Japan or Australia or, Germany or whatever. So it was really, it was a lot, because, we're so limited by experience because we're kids, and then all of a sudden we're put on this incredible journey, and thank God we're all still alive and we're able to, it's 25 years later, which is amazing. If you really think about that timeline, it's incredible, really. But everyone, we all love each other still. And we took 15, 16 years off this band. The band was just put back together recently, and we've been touring since 2012. But not with the original lineup. We always have someone fill in Dave Portman's spot, the guitar player. Dave Portman has gone on and is this badass producer now. So he can't really tour, but he just toured with us and he really liked it. He's like, oh wow, I forgot about this. And so And so now he's like, he loves it. He's like, yes, I'm in. So it's a coup for us because, of course, he's the guitar player. It's a lot of his riffs and his leads, and it's such an important component of being in a band. So, it's really good for us. Just there's a lot of I guess you would say it's cathartic in some sense, and it's really familiar, and most importantly, it's fun.
Yeah, would you say he's got the bug back again after getting up there? He sort of wants to tour some more, and
I think he does. It's like, it's hard to put it. Yeah, that's fine. He has the bug for sure because he remembers, like, he had gone on to be, one of the most premier producers in the world. That's what he does. I mean, he's a genius, no doubt. He's amazing. But like, there's another component of him that I think he probably forgot about, which is that he's a live, crushing guitar player, and it's fun out there. It's fun to be with your friends and go play shows. It is. It's really fun. So I think we just, in fact, I know we just did 2.5 months in Europe together, and it was fun. So I called him up and said, hey, do you want to do this? He's like, you couldn't get rid of me. He's so excited to do it. So there's a lot of good energy surrounding the whole thing. We're excited. So there you go.
That's awesome. And of course, that's one thing about the album as well. Rob Halford doing guest vocals on Goddamn Devil. The metal god. Whose idea was that?
Yeah. It's my idea since I was 14 to sing with Rob Halford. He's my hero. I love Bon Scott. I love Rob Halford. And I love Ozzy Osbourne, Lemmy. Those are my heroes. Those are my guys. So I've always been like obsessed with Judas Priest for sure. But when we were vetting, BET vetting the producer for America's Least Wanted, and I really didn't know what a producer did. I didn't know what a snare drum hit was. I didn't know anything. But I could look at his discography, and on his discography, Mark Godson, the producer that we used, and when that did America's Least Wanted, he was an engineer on Sin After Sin, and he produced Defenders of the Faith. So that was as close to Priest as I'd ever been. I was like, fuck, give me a look at that guy. He knows Priest. That was my, I didn't really think about his sound or his guitar sound. I just was like, does he know Priest? And he did know Priest. So we're sitting there, and I was fucking with, and Priest was defunct at that time. Like, Priest wasn't even a band. And I was dating the VJ off of MTV, Karen Duffy. And she, funny enough, she was in New York doing an interview with Rob Halford. And that was back with fax machines. And she faxed me a fax that said, I'm with Rob Halford, your hero right now. And then Mark Dawson was sitting there. So it was kind of like between the girl I was dating, the MTV VJ, and Mark Dawson, who had produced Priest, between both of them, they asked if he'd come down and sing. And then 2 weeks later, he came down, and he sat there, and we put up Goddamn Devil, the song, which has, cynical, classic, evil lyrics. And he sat there, and he's an intense dude. He's really, he's amazing. And we sat and listened to it, and the lyrics are pretty evil. And but he listened to it for real. Like, he really went inside it and then like almost meditated on it. And he looked over at us, and he goes, I like the lyrics. And we're like, yes. And then he went into the, and at that time, to be honest with you, man, I was really uncomfortable in the studio, and I didn't like putting the headphones. I was kind of a big, I was a big baby about it. I didn't feel comfortable there, but I watched him go inside and sing his part, and, he put one headphone off, one headphone on, and when he sang his parts, I watched, a true master singing. Of course, I already knew that, but I'd never seen him do that. So it was the coolest experience, Imagine, because remember that, as I've already said, like, I'm a massive Priest fan, and I've tortured my mom with Judas Priest my whole life. So imagine all of a sudden, there he is. So, and he's a really wonderful, wonderful human being, and such a survivor and a leader, and of course, one of the most premier and badass vocalists ever to live on the earth.
Hands down. Just to be in the same room when he's recording, I would have just shit bricks. I would just. Yeah,
and I was allowed. I got to produce him. So Mark Dawson, there's a little button that you push on the console, because they got the console, then you have the glass, then you have Rob Halford and the microphone, his Sennheiser microphone. And Dawson's like, you go produce it, Whit. You go ahead and push the button. And I'd be a little more like I knew all the Priest songs. I'd be try this. What about, and I could name the song, and he'd go, okay. He had no problem. And I was like, no way is this real. Is this really real? And he, dude, it was so cool. I forgot, I haven't talked about that in a long time, so thanks for reminding me.
Oh, no, I'm in awe of listening to that story. I can listen to about Halford and Leckie and all those cats. That's my jam as well. So, they're gods.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing, man. And of course, man, you know, the latest album was Uglier Than They Used to Be. That came out in 2015.
Yeah.
So have you guys got another album in the works? We're going to hear some previews of some new stuff as well?
Not on this tour, but on this tour we'll play America's Least Wanted, and we'll go cherry pick a bunch of songs from the catalog. We'll do every show will have a little something different, like we'll jam with various artists that live in each town. We'll jam with, you know, Dallas and Tim. We'll break it down and build up. But as far as new music for Ugly Kid goes, I would bet that it's kind of predicated. In fact, it's predicated on Dave Fortman. When he has time between all the acts he's doing and producing to stuff us in there, we'll go make music. I would say probably somewhere in 2018 we'll create something. But as far as this tour, we'll just probably play, you know, the album America's Least Wanted. We'll play, and then we'll cherry pick a bunch of songs that. And you know, what I plan on doing is I for this tour I plan on like cherry picking songs that we haven't played in a long time or ever played. So I don't know. It should be cool.
Can I throw a song into the hat for Brisbane, if I may?
Please.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
I love that track.
I'll bring it to the guys. I'll bring it. It's got a good groove. I'll give it that. Yes, I'll bring that request to rehearsals in LA in late November for sure.
That'd be awesome. Sandwich for Nev. That would be sick. No pressure.
Yeah, man. No pressure.
Well, man, it's definitely been awesome to talk to you on the show again. Hopefully I get to meet you at the gig, and until then, I hope you and the boys enjoy the tour.
All right, man. Thanks for your time. Have a super day.